Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
So this is Sanskriti Dikshit, second year BCom student in K.S. Shroff College. With immense pleasure, I would like to welcome all the participants and all the members here. And now I would like to invite Dr. Megha Sharma ma'am to please give an introduction of our workshop and our guest. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Sanskriti. Good afternoon to all. I, Dr. Megha Sharma, on behalf of Career Guidance Cell, take this opportunity to welcome you all in 2 days workshop on resume writing and interview skills. Dear participant, as resume is an important tool in respect of job search, an interview is considered as the gateway for starting a job. Our purpose behind organizing this workshop is to guide you and assist you in preparing your effective resume and to make you understand the concepts and the skill that is required in respect of interview. For that, today we have with us our speaker, Mr. Tanuj Poddar. Presently, he is working as Director, Banking and Finance, Financial Planning Academy. Mr. Tanuj, a management graduate with specialization in marketing from Bharati Vidyapeeth Institute of Management Studies and Research. He has been associated with banking and financial service industry for over 17 years. As an entrepreneur, his organization has been instrumental in providing skill development and career opportunities for the youth in banking and financial service industry. For the past decade, his organization has been undertaking training of many young students in the field of banking and finance and helping them kickstart their careers with respect of some of the most reputed banks and NBFCs. Being a subject matter expert and effective trainer, he also personally conducts training session for youngsters on career in banking, soft skills, interview preparation, and specific domain topics. Prior to embarking his journey as an entrepreneur, he has worked with many organizations such as Standard Chartered Bank, ICICI Prudential, HDFC Life, Bharti AXA Group across the functions. Over the year, he has hands-on experience in various functions like training, placement, sales, marketing, and business development. We welcome you, sir, and request you to start with your session.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your kind introduction. Very warm good afternoon to, or rather, sorry, good evening to everybody. I hope all the students are, absolutely excited to attend this session. Is anybody who's not excited? Don't worry, आपका excitement level मैं बढ़ा दूंगा. Okay, so I would really appreciate if this conversation happens two ways, which means if I'm asking a question, I would really appreciate if you guys could give an honest feedback. So my first question to my dear friends is, can anybody tell me what is a resume? Probably you can compare a resume with a product or an object or an item that you see almost every day. मेगा मैम ने एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज बोली कि रेज्यूमे इज द गेटवे ऑफ फॉर गेटिंग एन एंट्री इनटू एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन फॉर एन इंटरव्यू, राइट? हम में से बहुत सारे लोगों ने कभी रेज्यूमे शायद बनाया नहीं है, बट आई कैन गारंटी दैट आप सब ने रेज्यूमे के बराबर का या रेज्यूमे जैसा एक आइटम ऑलमोस्ट आप डेली देखते हैं. सो कैन एनी ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स टेल मी, कंपेयर अ रेज्यूमे विद एनी अदर प्रोडक्ट? I'll randomly take names then. अगर कोई आंसर नहीं देगा स्टूडेंट.
Instagram.
Yes, please.
Instagram.
Instagram, okay. What else?
Passport.
Passport. Daily passport देखते हैं?
No, sir. Resume. For example, it's compared to resume.
Okay. I'm talking of something that we see almost every day.
Product description.
Product description. What kind of product description? Where do you see it? In what form?
Like in any kind of like in a packet of chips, like they are giving description like what things the chips have, what quality have they used, what like money on everything they say. what is there in the chips and all, like kind of
Okay, so
the
you're
whole
saying
and soul of the chips
the
packet. I mean,
the packet of the
it
chips.
has, yeah, it has
Okay.
all the description in it.
Superb, very nice. That's a very good comparison. Any other comparison?
Aadhaar card.
Aadhaar card. Okay. Any other, something similar to what our friend just said sometime back about products?
It's like an identity card.
Identity card. Okay. No. See, my friend, I think her name is Shreya from FIBA. Well, to be very honest with you, a very close comparison was which was given by, I think, Shreya or Shruti, because I'm not being able to see the name. Uh, uh, Resume is nothing but an advertisement of a product, and that product is you. What happens in an interview? हम इंटरव्यू में जाते हैं तो क्या करते हैं? We sit in front of the interviewer something like this. Hello,
Yeah.
good morning, sir. Good afternoon, sir. My name is Tanuj Podar. I'm a commerce graduate. I completed my graduation from KES College of Commerce. I secured 73% marks in my graduation. I completed my graduation in the year 2021. I completed my 12th standard in the year 2018, securing 68% marks, and I completed my 10th standard in the year 2015, securing 72% marks. I've been appreciated by my professors for being punctual, for being hardworking, for having good interpersonal skills. I'm ready to sell my knowledge, my skill set, my time, my enthusiasm in return of a good brand, of a good salary, of a good career path, and a good work environment. Right? So when we go for an interview, we sell a product, and that product is I, me, myself. It's me, right? So that is what happens in an interview. So when we go for an interview, the first thing that we hand over to the interviewer is what? It's the resume, biodata, curriculum vitae. Different names are used for this one piece of paper. That is nothing but आपने आपका डेली घर पे जब न्यूज़पेपर्स आता है, so in that newspaper you would see those pamphlets, advertisements of products or services. So resume is nothing but a pamphlet of a product or a service, and that product or service is us, right? So now keep your mind open and try and relate your resume to a pamphlet. In the pamphlet, what all do we see? We see all the positive aspects of the product or the service. So always keep in mind, guys, when you are preparing a resume, you need to ensure that only and only positive aspects about your candidature are there in front of the interviewer. Right now, I will be sharing certain do's and don'ts about resume writing, what all should be included in a resume, etc. And whatever questions you guys may have, please feel free to ask your questions. Is the screen visible to all? A quick yes or a no?
Yes, sir.
Super.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, so as we discussed some time back, what's a resume? Resume is nothing but a tool with only one objective, and that objective is to allow us to sit in front of the interviewer and sell ourselves. It's an advertisement of a product, and that product is us. Now, in the interview, what we do is we showcase our talents and skills verbally. But before the interview, we try and portray a good picture about us in front of the interviewer or the recruiting organization by way of this resume, that if the organization hires us, employs us, then we can contribute to the growth of the organization. So in a resume, a lot of details about our candidature, our employment history, our work experience, our educational qualification, our additional qualification, our strengths, our hobbies and interests, our personal details, our achievements are mentioned in our resume, right? Now, there are certain important aspects of preparing a professional resume. Anybody from the marketing BMS stream who's done BMS in marketing? Any Any students? Any students from BMS background? Anybody from BMS? Okay. So Viraj Rabadia, sorry. Viraj, please unmute yourself.
Yes.
Have you heard of a gentleman named as Mr. Philip Kotler?
Yes.
Okay, so Philip Kotler जी ने हमको 5 P's of marketing सिखाया था, right?
Yes.
Can you just name those 5 P's?
Product, price, place, and promotion. And package.
Product, price, place, promotion, and packaging, right?
Yes.
So the way there are 5 P's of marketing, similarly there are 5 P's of resume. Personality, punch and power, and professionalism. Let me repeat: packaging, positioning, personality, punch and power, and professionalism. We will discuss one by one each and every P of preparing a resume from a professional point of view, and then whatever doubts, queries you may have, please feel free to ask your questions. The first P stands for packaging, right? Now, what do you mean by packaging of resume? The first thing that we need to keep in mind is the paper, the quality of the paper that we use. Can I request everybody to please keep themselves on mute? Can I request everybody to keep themselves on mute? Okay, thanks. Now, when we go to any stationery shop to take a printout, or we go to any cyber cafe, most of the times the printout that is given to us is given on a copier paper. So there is a quality of paper which is called as copier paper, जो photocopies के लिए अक्सर use किया जाता है. Please keep in mind, guys, that when you are preparing your resume has to be prepared or printed on a bond paper only. Why am I insisting on a bond paper? The bond paper quality, thickness wise, it is more than a copier paper. So वो easily bend नहीं होता या crumple नहीं होता है, ठीक है? उसके ऊपर printing भी बड़ा अच्छा आता है. So first thing that you need to keep in mind is when you are taking a printout of your resume, you are not supposed to get it on a copier paper. You are supposed to get it on a bond paper. Now, some of you may wonder that, sir, the cost of a bond paper is a little more than the cost of a copier paper. Well, with all due respect to all my beloved friends, what is the cost of a copier paper? 50 paise, 75 paise. And what is the cost of a bond paper? On the higher side, maybe 2 rupees or 2 rupees 50 paise. So अगर मैं differential cost लूंगा, कितना difference हो रहा है? On the higher side, एक sheet पे 2 रुपए का difference आ रहा है, ठीक है? Worst case scenario, आपको total कितने resumes print करवाने पड़ेंगे to land up your dream job? Can anybody take a wild guess? Maximum how many resumes you may end up getting printed? 10, 15, worst case scenario, बहुत सारे interviews देखे आए. So let's assume 15 resume भी अगर हमने print करवाए and 2 rupees extra अगर हम spend कर रहे हैं, तो 15 into 2 becomes 30 rupees. Guys, 30 rupees is the cost of maybe 2 vada pavs. Please, with folded hands, I'm requesting you to invest it into your career. So don't cut corners when you are printing a resume, because that is the first impression that you are going to create in the mind of the interviewer. Okay, so when you get a printout, it has to be on a bond paper. Now, please ensure that when you give your resume should not be crumpled or folded. Often when we go for getting a printout at a stationery shop or maybe a cyber cafe, often the printer that is installed at those shops or those stores, there is a slight error in the printer and there could be some blots, you know, black color ka dot aa jata hai printing mein. If you are getting a printout with those black dots or blots, please return it to the shopkeeper and ask that person to reprint it and give you a neat and clean printout. Why am I being so fussy about the look and feel of the resume? I'll come to that point also in some time. Okay, so you're paying from your pocket, so please ensure that the printout that you're getting is neat and clean without any dots or blots. Your resume should not be crumpled or folded. If at all, if your resume is running into 2 pages, then it should be stapled properly. Okay, so when we go for interviews in the next session, which is going to happen tomorrow, I will be sharing with you a lot of details with respect to interview preparation, dressing, etc., what to carry, what not to carry. I would be mentioning this tomorrow also, but for the sake of repeating it, always carry your resume in a folder. Now, सबसे सस्ता folder कौन सा आता है? एक transparent folder आता है, which costs maybe what, 8 or 10 rupees, whichever area you stay in, Borivali, Kandivali, Malad, Dahisar, Mira Road, Bhayandar, Andheri, wherever. The cheapest folder which is available in the market is probably around 10 or 12 odd rupees. So please buy a folder and keep your resume inside that folder. Don't put it in your textbook or your register and then carry it in your bag. Because often what happens is the corners of your resume get crumpled or folded, and they do not create a good impression in the mind of the interviewer. So that is on the quality of the paper. So that is one part of the packaging. The second part is the font. Now, sorry, all of you guys are pursuing your graduation. So I'm assuming that you are well versed with using Microsoft Word, right? Now, Microsoft Word में आप सबने use किया रहेगा. There are different font styles. Font styles like Calibri, Cambria, Times New Roman, Arial, etc., etc. Guys, please ensure that your entire resume has only one single font style. You can choose either Times New Roman or Arial or Cambria or Calibri, whichever. But ensure that there is only one font style in the entire resume. It should not happen कि आपका name है Cambria में, headings है Calibri में, और headings के नीचे का content है maybe in Times New Roman or Verdana. Okay, so ensure that there is only one single font style. Second, use bold only and only to highlight the titles, the headings, and if there is something very important that you would want to share in your resume or highlight in your resume. So for example, if you were awarded, say maybe the topper of the batch by your principal, or you were awarded the topper of the university, and you want to showcase that as an achievement, then please you can use bold. But it should not happen that some smart person like Tanuj Podar suddenly says कि boss मैं तो ऊपर से नीचे तक ही पूरा एकदम important person हूँ, तो अगर मैं पूरा का पूरा important हूँ तो मेरा पूरा का पूरा resume ही bold में होना चाहिए. That should not happen. So don't put your entire resume into bold font. Only the headings and very, very important aspects should be in bold. Avoid using italics or underlines. Okay, please don't highlight too much in your resume. Okay, then comes the layout of your resume. Please ensure that in your resume you are leaving a lot of white spaces between two sections. So typically at the top of the resume we write our name, then below that we write our address, our contact details, and then the information related to our education, our work experience, our projects, our achievements, hobbies, interests, strengths, etc., etc. That's the typical flow of any resume, right? So between two sections, be it say your education qualification and additional qualification or maybe achievements, there has to be enough white space. So cluttered ना लगे. Newspaper की तरह आपका resume नहीं लगना चाहिए कि articles एक करके articles उसमें छाप दिए गए. Please guys, keep this thing in mind that the interviewer is not going to spend more than 60 seconds in while going through your resume. 60 seconds is also too much for an interviewer to glance through your resume. So they only glance through the resume and they see the important aspects. So if you clutter your resume, the interviewer is not interested at all. Typically for freshers, the resume should not run in more than one page. So your resume should be in one page only. If somebody has too many achievements, somebody is from a sports background and has won many accolades, then the resume could run into 2 pages. But average students like me, I'm sorry, I'm not saying that you guys are average, but I was always an average student in my college days. So I never won a first prize or a second prize in any college tournament or something. So for people like me, the resume should ideally fit into one page itself. Okay. Now, when we talk about fonts, apart from font style, there is something called as font size also. Okay. Now, please ensure that in your entire resume, maximum 2 different font sizes are there. सिर्फ और सिर्फ 2 अलग तरीके के font size हो सकते हैं. पहला, larger font size only and only for your name. So if Tanuj Podar is writing Tanuj Podar at the top of the resume, that could be in a bigger font. Okay. What should be the font size? Either 14 or 15 or 16. If you want, you can pen it down. You can write it down. Make a note of the same. Only and only your name can be in a bigger font size, either of 14 or 15 or 16, not beyond 16. Okay. Now, anything and everything below your name has to be in a single font size, and that font size can either be 10 or 11 or 12. So minimum 10 and maximum 12. Is this clear to everybody? Only 2 font sizes are allowed in your resume. There cannot be multiple font sizes in your resume. So for your name, you can keep it either a 14 or a 15 or a 16 font size. And for the remaining content, it can either be a 10 or 11 or 12. Okay? I hope this is clear to everybody. Let me reiterate once again. When we talk about packaging of a resume, the paper quality, we need to go for bond paper. We need to get clean printouts. There cannot be any dots or blots on the resume because there is a problem with the printer. If there is a problem with the printer, don't pay to the shopkeeper. Tell him, boss, I am paying you money. I need neat and clean printout. Secondly, when we carry the resume, it should always be inside a folder. Ensure that your resume is neither crumpled or folded. Okay. In case if your resume is running into 2 pages, then it has to be stapled properly. Font style. Only one single font style is allowed. Either Calibri or Cambria or Verdana or Times New Roman. Choose. Only 2 different font sizes are allowed. For your name, you could opt for or choose a bigger font size. And for the remaining content, you can choose the smaller font size. For name, font size can be between 14 and 16. For the remaining content, it has to be between 10 and 12. Between 2 sections, we need to leave a lot of white space so that our resume looks organized. It looks professional. We cannot use too much of bold. We cannot use too much of italics and underlining in our resume. We need to highlight the titles. For that, we can use bold. If we have to highlight something very important in our resume, only that thing has to be in bold. Rest everything has to be in a normal font. I hope this is clear to everybody. So we are done with the packaging of our resume. Now let's look at the positioning of the information. Now, as we discussed some time back, the interviewer is just going to glance through your resume. Top से लेके bottom तक एक बारी glance करेगा, and immediately the interviewer will ask you a question. Okay, Resha, quickly run me through your resume. Okay, Janvi, tell me something about yourself. typically the first question that is asked by the interviewer. Okay, so while you have put in the information in your resume, ensure that whatever important aspects about your candidature are there visible to the interviewer on the first page itself. So if you have had some good achievements in your while your graduation or your schooling, then please ensure that those achievements are mentioned on the front page, on the first page, that too in the middle of the resume. Please use bullet points while you are mentioning or giving in details in your resume. Don't write paragraphs. The interviewers are not going to read paragraphs. So even when you are writing your strengths, okay, so can somebody quickly tell me, especially a TY student, what are your 3 strengths? That's okay. Don't hesitate. Any TY student, any TY student can quickly tell me what are your strengths, 3 strengths that you would want to mention on your resume. I'll take names then. Wait. यार ये स्टूडेंट्स ना इतना हेजिटेट क्यों करते हैं, मेरे को समझ में नहीं आता. अगर इतना हेजिटेशन रखोगे तो इंटरव्यू के टाइम पे क्या करोगे आप? इंटरव्यूअर तो आपसे सवाल पूछेगा तो आप चुप नहीं बैठ सकते हो. ओके, फेयर इनफ. लेट मी सी. ऑनेस्टी, कॉन्फिडेंस एंड लीडरशिप. थैंक यू. Can one more person share what are the 3 strengths you would want to mention in your resume? You can put it on the chat box also if you don't want to unmute yourself and speak. If you want, you can put it on the chat box. Like Viraj has answered. Can anybody else also share 3 strengths that they would want to put in their resume? Okay, so somebody has put in quick learner, confident, fearless. Okay, super. So when we are putting our strengths should not be in a paragraph or a sentence format. I have always been a very confident person. My mother tells me that I am very hardworking. My uncle tells me that I am good with numbers. Okay, so please don't make those kind of sentences in your resume. Write either in a word or in a phrase. Good communication skills. Now please understand guys, ये जो कुछ एक बच्चे strengths में लिखते हैं honesty, punctuality, hard working. ये 3 सबसे ज्यादा common strengths लोग ऑप्ट करते हैं. Now if you are the owner of an organization or you are the employer, you are in a position to hire somebody. Would you want to hire a person who's not hardworking? Would you want to hire a person who's not punctual? Would you want to hire a person who is not loyal? So these are the basic qualities of any employee. So restrain mentioning these kind of strengths. ये एक्सपेक्टेड है आपसे कि आप हार्डवर्किंग हो. आज की डेट में जो सिनेरियो है कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड में, वहां पे अगर आप हार्डवर्किंग नहीं हो, यू कैन नॉट सर्वाइव एट ऑल. आप लॉयल नहीं हो तो टाटा बाय बाय गुड नाइट हो जाएगा. आप पंक्चुअल नहीं हो तो आपका बॉस बोलेगा बॉस घर पे बैठो आराम करो. राइट? सो these are the basic expectations of the organizations of any organization from you. So restrain yourself from mentioning these strengths. Think about something. Speak to your professors and do some introspection as to what is your real strength. One big mistake that often students do is, many of the students, they write good interpersonal skills, good communication skills in their resume, but while speaking during an interview, they are quite underconfident or they are unable to speak confidently in English. English में थोड़ा hesitation होता है उनको. Okay, ऐसा नहीं कि उनको English आती नहीं है. English सबको आती है बॉस. अगर आपको हम एक क्वेश्चन पेपर दे दें और आपको बोले आपका 10 मार्क्स का आंसर है और आपको मिनिमम 4 पेजेस लिखना है, बिलीव मी, most of you guys will raise your hand immediately and say एक supplement और दे दीजिए. I would write double the number of pages that you are expecting. So you know how to write in English, but you find it a little difficult in conversing in English because there is not a because it's not a habit for us. हम जब फ्रेंड से बात करते हैं, फैमिली मेंबर से बात करते हैं, रिलेटिव से बात करते हैं, हिंदी, मराठी, तेलुगु, तमिल, गुजराती, मारवाड़ी, पंजाबी, ये सारी लैंग्वेजेस में बात करते हैं. We don't converse in English. I remember when I was in college, and if at all I used to speak in English, my friends used to pat on my back and say, "Hey, kya अंग्रेज बन रहा है?" Okay, so there was always a a hesitation in me while conversing in English. Sorry. So, if your command on spoken English is not good, then please don't commit the mistake or blunder of claiming your strength to be good communication skills. Because the moment you open your mouth during the interview, the interviewer can gauge that your communication skills is not up to the mark, and they would want to reject you because आपने झूठ बोला है आपके resume में. आप पहला ही impression अपना गलत create कर. Okay, so please be very specific that your strengths, whatever you are mentioning in your resume, are correct, are true. Don't fib in your resume. If you are lying in your resume or your resume is cluttered or unorganized, believe me, the interviewers are not keen in hiring those kind of candidates. Because can anybody tell me what is the average duration of an interview? Any guesses?
1 minute.
1 minute. 1 minute to IE, good afternoon. Take
Sir,
a seat.
10 to 20 minutes.
10 to 20 minutes.
15.
5 to 10 minutes.
5 to 10 minutes. Okay. The average duration of an interview is somewhere around 7.5, 8 minutes. If the interviewer is like me, who loves grilling people, torturing people, then I would probably take an interview for 15 to 20 minutes because मेरे को बहुत मजा आता है लोगों को torture करने में इंटरव्यू में. मैं फालतू के सवाल पूछूंगा, उनका confidence check करूंगा. But on an average, 7.5, 8 minutes is the duration of an interview. Okay. Now, during that 7.5, 8 minutes, the interviewer has to take a decision. Are you the right candidate or not? Will you represent my organization in a professional manner or not? And the first thing that they look at is your resume. If your resume is not professionally made, they'll say, यार ये बंदा जो अपना resume कायदे से नहीं बना सकता है, वो मेरे यहाँ अच्छे से क्या काम करेगा? So they outright reject you. So please ensure that your resume is not cluttered, it is not unorganized, it looks professional. Because then almost 20-25% of the battle is won if your resume is well made. Remaining 75-80% हम कल डिस्कस करेंगे हमको इंटरव्यूअर को कैसे पटाना है कि बॉस आई एम द बेस्ट कैंडिडेट, बाकी जितने भी आपके केबिन के बाहर बैठे सब मंकीज हैं, उनको भगाओ और मेरे को मेरा लव लेटर मेरे हाथ में दो, which is the offer letter. Okay, so be rest assured, tomorrow we are going to learn how to crack an interview. But today, let's start with the first step, that our resume is professionally made. Okay, so that is positioning of the information. The third P stands for personality. Now, often what happens is, and that we have seen in our college days, in our management days also, by the way, and while we were, in the interviewer's shoes, often we came across resumes wherein we could easily tell that two friends have copy pasted resume of each other. So let's assume Tanuj, and Tanuj has a friend whose name is Varun. So Varun is the nice guy, the studious guy, जिसने पहले resume बनाया. Tanuj थोड़ा सा chill out करने वाला बंदा है. Tanuj ने वरुण को बोला, ए वरुण अपना resume मेरे को दे. Tanuj ने उसका resume लिया, cut, copy, paste और अपना resume बना लिया, which often students do, right? So we tend to copy the resume of somebody else. Please don't do that. I will share with you one personal experience. This happened somewhere in the year 2009 when I was working with Bharti AXA as the country head for business development in the bank assurance division. So I had gone to one of the management institutes for campus hiring in Gujarat. So from morning till evening, we interviewed about 58 odd candidates from marketing, finance, and HR stream. Uh, we came across 3 candidates from marketing stream. Okay. Now, the beauty of those 3 candidates were that the layout of the resume, the percentages, the year of passing was exactly the same for all the 3 candidates. The name was different, the address was different. There were 2 guys and 1 girl, the 3 people. Unfortunately, तीनों के resume में gender female था. Now, I was actually taken aback. I was interviewing a male candidate, a boy, and uske resume mein female likha hua hai. So what the 2 boys had done is they had asked their friend, the female friend, to share her resume with them, and उन्होंने blindly copy paste मारा. Now, यार strength अगर समझ में आता है common हो सकता है, percentages भी common हो गया. यार इतना तो blindly copy paste नहीं करें ना कि gender भी हम change ना करें, right? So guys, please understand, interviewers are not magicians, okay? They are not psychic people, but by the virtue of interviewing hundreds and thousands of youngsters, they are able to make out कि किसने किधर copy paste किया है resume को. So आपका personality आपके friend से बहुत अलग है. Your personality is very different from your friend. So please think through what is your personality, because your personality should reflect in your resume, not your friend's personality. आप इंटरव्यू किसके लिए देने जा रहे हो? अपने लिए कि अपने फ्रेंड के लिए? Cross your heart and tell me, if you get selected in an organization at a salary of say 20,000 rupees a month, at the end of every month when you get your salary, will you withdraw 10,000 rupees from your savings account and happily give it to your friend कि चलिए ले 10,000 रुपए every month तू रख, तू तेरा खर्चा उठा, काम मैं मेहनत मैं कर रहा हूं लेकिन खर्चा तुम करो? Is there anybody in this session who's going to do this? Answer is no. You are going to make a career for yourself, so your resume should reflect your own personality. Don't use complicated words, jargons, abbreviations. Use simplistic language. Okay. Please, please, please highlight or accentuate your accomplishments, your achievements, whatever may be your achievement, but don't lie. If you have any achievements, please highlight them. Okay. Now, when we talk of punch and power information, this is typically for people with some work experience, not for freshers. Why? Because while you have worked with some organization or in a firm, you would have, inculcated some professional habits, or acquired certain skill sets which could be useful for the recruiting organization. I don't know how many of you would have done some internships during your graduation. If at all you have done any internships, then please highlight your skills, highlight your internship. Then you are able to talk about that punch or power information. Punch or power information is basically the positive aspects, your skill sets that are going to benefit the organization. Okay. For freshers, you can talk about your good academics. You can talk about your additional qualification that could be of use to the organization. That is how you demonstrate that you are going to meet the hiring criteria of the recruiting organization, right? The last P stands for professionalism. I have mentioned this some time back. Are you the right candidate for this organization? Will you represent the organization in a professional manner? If your resume has been made in a professional manner, then boss, you are most welcome for the interview. If your resume has not been made in a professional manner, then believe me, I as an interviewer, I am not very keen to even spend those 5 or 7 minutes to interview you. Another classic example that happened after I quit my job and I was, taking a workshop at one of the premium colleges in Mumbai, in the South Mumbai side. So it was a entire 1 week workshop wherein we were talking about banking and then resume writing and then interviews, interview preparation, and we took one round of mock interview also. So during one of the mock interviews, uh, one of the candidates who was in her TY, she came up with a resume, and in her resume, she had inserted her photograph, and her resume was printed in a colored print. So it was a colored printout, and it had 4 different font colors. It had black, blue, red, and the worst part was it had pink color also. So guys with folded hands, please ensure that your resume is only in one single color, that is black color. Okay, that is again professionalism. You don't need to put a photograph. A lot of management institutes insist that the photo of the candidate should always also be there in the resume. Because if I don't look handsome in a photograph, the organization is not going to hire me. Is that a hiring criteria of the organization? The answer is no, right? So once again, let me just quickly reiterate 5 P's. Can anybody tell me what was the first P?
Packaging.
Packaging. Okay. Next,
Positioning.
position. Then personality,
Personality.
punch and power, and professionalism. Right. So, any questions anybody has? What is to be, about these 5 P's of resume writing? Anybody wants to ask any question here? If not, then should we move ahead? Okay, now let's discuss as to what should be the content in the resume. So what all information we are supposed to put in a resume. So when we start with our resume, the first thing is our self introduction. Guys, please ensure that in your resume, you don't put a heading, resume, curriculum vitae, biodata, or anything at the top of the resume. You're not supposed to put a heading there. Start with your name first. Name in a bigger font size, and then below your name should be your address, complete mailing address with your PIN code. Okay, guys, again, often what happens is, on the basis of the address that you have mentioned in your resume, if at all you get selected, the background verification is done on the same address that you had mentioned in your address. Okay, so many organizations, they engage third party organizations or vendors who do a background verification of the candidates. So कोई एक दूसरी कंपनी का एम्प्लॉय आपके घर पे आके चेक करके जाएगा, आप उसी एड्रेस पे रहते हो नहीं रहते हो, कितने समय से रह रहे हो, एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा, राइट? सो आपका एड्रेस प्रॉपर होना चाहिए. ईमेल आईडी. नाउ needless to say, please ensure that you have mentioned your email ID properly, and you have mentioned that email ID जिसका पासवर्ड आपको अच्छी तरह से याद हो. Please don't mention those email IDs जिसके पासवर्ड आपको याद नहीं है, because often the offer letter is going to be sent on your email ID. Okay, now if your email ID is not functional, then again that becomes a problem. Secondly, a lot of youngsters, they create some funny sounding email IDs. Like Tanuj would create a funny email ID like Raj loves Simran at gmail.com. Tanuj Podar hai bhaiya. So it could either be a Tanuj Podar 123 at gmail.com or tanuj.podar at gmail.com or podar.tanuj at gmail.com. Something like that. The email ID should sound professional. Shouldn't sound quite weird. Please mention obviously your own mobile number, but apart from your mobile number, please also mention one more mobile number, either of your mother or your father or your sibling. But when you are mentioning the mobile number of your mother or father or sibling, then after writing the number in brackets, do mention mother, father, brother, or sister. Why am I saying so is, I'm sure many of you guys would be facing this issue of mobile network connectivity is quite low in the area nowadays. Vodafone signal is poor, Jio signal is poor, Airtel signal is poor, right? So just to ensure that in case if the organization wants to conduct a telephonic round of interview or wants to have a telephonic conversation, if our number is not reachable, there is some network issue, then they could reach out on some other alternate number as well, right? So that is your personal details. Then comes your career objective. Please write in maybe 1 or 1.5 sentences max to max, not a paragraph, just 1 or 1.5, 2 sentences. What is it that you wish to do in your career, especially over the next 4 to 5 years? Not a long-term career that I want to become the MD and CEO of a company. No. For example, if I'm a fresher, I may write in my resume, uh, want to make my career with a good reputed organization in the BFSI industry, wherein I can learn and grow along with the organization. A very simple career objective. A fresher who I don't have experience. I want an opportunity with a good reputed organization wherein I can learn. I need to acquire a lot of skill set. Whatever may be my education background, whether I'm from commerce background, arts background, science background, or any self-finance course, I need to learn a lot, right? And I will learn only after I join an organization. So let me learn, acquire new skill set, and once I acquire a lot of skills, obviously I will get growth. My organization will give me growth opportunities. ठीक है? So थोड़ा सोचिए, simplistic एक career objective बनाइए, लिखिए, ensure that it is grammatically correct. Okay, that's your career objective. Now comes your employment. please ensure that you mention only those details of employment where you have documentary evidence. And when I say documentary evidence, offer letter or appointment letter, relieving letter or work experience letter, and salary slip. आपको जो compensation मिलता था उसका proof. 3 documents are very, very important. Appointment letter, relieving letter or work experience letter, and proof of salary, right? If you don't have these documents, then please do not mention it on your resume. Then you can verbalize it, and verbalize it in the form of a part-time job. Okay. Why? Because if I don't have documentary evidence, how will I prove that I was working with a particular company? I can put in my resume that I was running a business wherein Jeff Bezos was my subordinate, or he used to work under me, or late Steve Jobs used to work under me. What is the proof of that? Okay, so let me reiterate once again. If you do not have any documentary evidence, then please don't claim any work experience at all. If you have documentary evidence, then please clearly mention the name of the company, whatever is the name of the firm. Say, for example, it could be Shopper Stop, or it could be DMart, or it could be ICICI Bank, or it could be Bagoda Bhai Brothers and Company. Whatever is the name of the firm, the proper name of the firm. If it was in a different city or state, then mention that city or state. If it was in Mumbai, then forget about it. Clearly mention the dates of employment, the month and the year. Viraj, you've raised your hand. You have any query here, Viraj?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
If you have done the internship, then we can include it in the employment section.
No, I'll come to internship separately. Just give me a couple of minutes more. Okay. So dates of employment. So for example, if you were working from June 2018 till March 2021, then mention June 2018 till March 2021. What was your designation? And in 2 or 3 bullet points, mention your job profile. Okay. If you have worked with multiple organizations, then please repeat the same for all the organizations. That is about your employment. Now let's talk about our education details. Now, just give me 1 second, guys. I would want to do one small exercise. 1 second. So when we write the education details, we are supposed to mention our qualification, then specialization, then board, so university, then year of passing, and then the percentages. Just 1 second, guys. Let me just prepare a table. Okay. Is the screen visible to all? Now I need a couple of volunteers again. Now in the resume, we are supposed to mention our education qualification, right? So who can help me out? So we need to start with our last qualification. Especially final year students, you need to prepare your resume. Who would help me out here? Can one of the students volunteer?
So may I?
Yeah, please. Okay. So what should I mention in the qualification?
BCom.
Should I mention BCom or TY BCom?
Yeah, TY BCom.
Make up your mind. BCom ki TY BCom?
TY BCom. Okay.
Pakka?
हाँ.
Okay. So TY BCom. Okay. Specialization? Commerce?
In finance. Yeah, commerce.
Okay. Board or university?
Mumbai University.
Year of passing?
2021.
Percentages? Let's assume, say 62%.
Okay.
I'm sure you are going to score nothing less than 75. So hypothetically, I'm just putting 62. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
before graduation, what? Prior to that? HSC?
Yes.
Specialization? Again, commerce?
Commerce.
What should I mention here?
Maharashtra Secondary State Board.
Maharashtra board or Mumbai University?
Yeah. We can
Yeah.
say it as Mumbai University.
No, make up यार ये को आप कंफ्यूज कर रहे हो मेरे को.
State Board, yeah.
No, अब कभी मुंबई यूनिवर्सिटी बोलते हो, कभी स्टेट बोर्ड बोल रहे हो.
Sir, finance State Board.
पक्का?
हाँ, पक्का.
Okay, Maharashtra State Board. Okay. Year of passing 2018. Say let's assume 75%. Then SSC, all subjects. Again Maharashtra State Board.
Yes.
2015, 82%. Is this correct? Are we making any mistakes?
60. Sir, BCom will only come. TY BCom will not come.
Okay, so one of my friend has said, sir, it will only be BCom. Thank you so much. We are not supposed to mention FY, SY, TY here. It is the name of the degree is BCom. Superb. Thank you. What else? Is there any other
SSC
mistake?
year of passing will be 2016, not 15.
Sorry?
SSC year of passing will be 2016, not 15.
अच्छा, okay, fair enough. So मैंने एक one year का gap assume कर लिया था. So 2016. Okay, very nice. And we supposed to mention February 2016, March 2018, April 2021.
No.
पक्का?
हाँ पक्का.
Okay. And this state board, is this correct, or are we supposed to write Mumbai University here?
State board is correct.
Sure?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Guys, always keep in mind that 12th HSC is from a state board. It is never from any university. Okay. So it will either be a state board or it would be a central board like CBSE or ICSE. Now this table is absolutely correct. There is no problem here. Okay. Now, when we talk about our education, so we are supposed to give in a
previous slide. Thank you so much, sir. Sorry for interrupting.
No problem.
Done, sir.
Yeah. So when we are giving the details of our education, it would be better if you put it in a tabular format. Now, often a lot of students tell me that, sir, nowadays from the university we get CGPA. We don't get percentages. Am I correct? Or am I correct?
For grade and CGPA, both.
Yeah. Do we get mark sheets or not?
Yes.
How difficult is it for us to calculate our percentages?
Taking average of all the 3 years.
Exactly. So it is very easy for us to calculate the percentage. Then please calculate your percentage and put it in your education details, right? Okay. Now, so once we are done with in a tabular format, please ensure that when you are mentioning about your education details, it has to be in a tabular format. It becomes easy for the interviewer to go through your education details. Then comes your internships or projects. Now, if somebody, Viraj, I think it was you or somebody else who was asking about internships. If you have done an internship with any organization, I think Viraj, it was you. You had raised your hand. Am I correct, Viraj?
Yes, sir.
So now you can talk about your internships. After you have mentioned your education details, you can put a heading of internship, and then below that heading in a bullet point mention where were you doing that internship, for what duration, and what were you doing during that internship. Okay, so working as an intern with Podar and Associates for 2 months as an accountant. Full stop. My job included doing the entry of sale and purchase vouchers, preparing the balance sheet, etc. So in maybe 1 or 2 bullet points, just mention what are the details of your internship. Okay. Then comes your projects. Now, especially students from self-finance course background, BBI students, BMS students, if I'm not mistaken, BIM, BFM and BAF students also have to do a project in their final year. They prepare a black book.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now, let's be honest. How many of us would have done the primary research, gathered data, and then created or made our own project? How many of us would have done a blind Control-C, Control-V from Google or different websites, then done the formatting and then did a printout and prepared that black book? कितने लोगों ने Control-C, Control-V किया है या नहीं किया है? Most of the people do that. Let's be very, very honest. Yeah. So with all due respect, I know that you guys are still pursuing your education, and Megha ma'am मेरे को बाद में बहुत डांटने वाली हैं. Guys, it's a reality. Please understand, the interviewer is also from the same education system. They also know what happens in most of these projects that are done by students. If you have genuinely worked on a project, then please mention that project in your resume. If at all you have 0.01% doubt on your own efforts in that project, please don't mention that project in your resume. Why am I asking you not to mention your project in the resume is because most likely you will be grilled on that project. The interviewer would ask you a lot of questions related to that particular topic. And many times what happens is students, they do mention about a particular project, but they had not put in their heart and soul in that project, and they fumble. They are unable to answer the questions of the interviewer, and they get rejected. So please ensure that you claim if you have that knowledge. If you don't have that knowledge, then don't put it in the resume. If there were any other career related jobs or activities that were involved in during your graduation or post graduation, you can mention that. If you have done any additional qualification or courses, right? So for example, somebody would have done a particular computer course from say Kirti Computers. Okay, so Tally ERP9 from Kirti Computers in 2019. So in a under the heading of additional qualification, in a bullet point, I would mention Tally ERP9 from Kirti Computers in 2019. So full name of the course, full name of the training institution, and when did I do it? Three things very important: full name of the course, full name of the training institution, and when did I do it? Okay, so you can highlight all your additional qualifications or courses also that you have done. Then talk about your accomplishments or achievements. Now, if you were awarded, say, you won the first prize or the second prize or the third prize in a race in your college days, in your junior college or your degree college, you can definitely mention that. I won first prize in sack race in second standard. I won third prize in frog race in first standard. I came second in a race between my friend and me. Those are not my achievements. So I shouldn't be mentioning those kind of achievement. Just for the heck of mentioning it, वो नहीं काम करना है. आपका achievements, especially from 9th standard and onwards. Okay, 9th standard onwards, अगर आपके achievements रहे, you can definitely highlight that. If you were part of any community service or any special project or any volunteer work, you can mention that. Any awards or honors you have won, please mention that. Please mention your language proficiency. Okay, when I say language proficiency, I mean read, write, and speak. Now, when we are writing about our language proficiency, the first language that we are supposed to highlight always in the resume is English. Please understand, it's a very, very competitive world today. The number of opportunities is limited. The number of applicants is huge. Okay. English is considered to be a preferred language for the corporate world. So English, Marathi, Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, whatever. If you can read, write, and speak. Let's assume there is a person who can speak Gujarati but can't read and write Gujarati. Then if you're mentioning Gujarati in your language proficiency, then after Gujarati in bracket, please accept speak only. So mention these two words, speak only. If you're not mentioning that in the bracket, it means that you can read, write, and speak. Okay. So for example, I'll take another example, sorry. During my childhood days, I used to visit my one of my relatives' place a lot. Every summer, I used to go to Punjab. Okay, and I learned how to read and write Punjabi. I can speak Punjabi, but it's very bad because I'm not habitual. matlab, I don't belong to a Punjabi background. Can I claim Punjabi as a language in my resume? The answer is no. If I can speak well, only then I should write Punjabi, and then in bracket I can write speak only. I know how to read and write Punjabi alphabets, but that I had learned some 25, 30 years back. I will have to do a lot of practice to, be well versed in reading and writing Punjabi. Again, I cannot claim Punjabi as my language proficiency, even in read and write sections also. Okay, so again, let me reiterate. When we claim a particular language proficiency, we should be able to read, write, and speak. Please do not mention references in your resume. It is wrongly typed on this page. You can carry references separately on a piece of paper when you go for an interview. Even if you are not carrying references along with you when you go for an interview, it's okay. Later on also you can arrange for references. What are references? Many times organizations ask candidates to give 2 or 3 references to whom the organization could give a call and do a background verification कि आप कैसे हो, आपका behavior कैसा है, आपका strengths क्या है, weaknesses क्या है, etc., etc., right? So it is not required in the resume. You can put it on a diary or a separate piece of paper. Often people, after putting everything on their resume, they give a declaration at the bottom of the resume. I confirm that all the information given by me is true to the best of my knowledge, and then they sign, they put their name again. बस आप कोई agreement sign नहीं कर रहे हैं, आप कोई declaration नहीं दे रहे हैं. So it is not required. That declaration is not required at all in your resume. Even if you have not given that declaration, whatever information you have put in, you have to stand by it. Which means आप कुछ झूठ तो लिख नहीं सकते हो, correct? So declaration का कोई फायदा नहीं होता है. You don't need to give that declaration at the bottom of the resume. You don't need to mention place, date, and then sign at the bottom of the resume. Gone are those days. That used to happen when people used to physically drop the resume at offices for a job application. 15-20 years back, when people used to apply for jobs, they used to send resumes by post. So during those times, giving a declaration and signing at the bottom of the resume was required. Today, it is not required at all. Okay, so no declarations, no signing. One thing that we have missed, which you should add at the end, is you need to add your gender and your marital status as well. Gender, male, female, marital status, single, married, or divorced. 3 options हैं, single, married, or divorced. चौथा option नहीं होता है. Applied for, looking for, 50% done, engaged, dumped, etc. ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं आने वाला है. Okay, so these are the components of a resume. Any doubts here, guys? Quickly. Any doubts?
Sir, can you repeat the example of career objective? So sorry, I was not able to hear due to net issue.
Okay, on one condition I will repeat the career objective, and that condition is you are not going to write it down.
Okay, sir.
Okay, are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Pakka?
Sir.
Okay, just give me a second. So career objective could be looking forward to a career opportunity in the BFSI industry wherein I could learn and grow along with the organization. Okay. Guys, is the screen visible? I wanted to share the
Yes, sir.
outline of the resume. So for example, this is a resume format. At the beginning, the top right corner, I have mentioned the name. Below that, the address, then the mobile numbers, email ID. Then start with your career objective, education details, then any project or internship. If there is no internship or project, then you can knock off this section. Then, say for example, if there is any certification, additional qualification you've done, then you can highlight your certification. Any specific IT skill set if you have, for example, you are well versed with MS Office or any other language, uh, then you can mention that. Then strengths in bullet points. One thing, yes, I missed is your date of birth. Very important. You are supposed to mention your date of birth, languages, marital status, and in case if you wish to mention a permanent address which is not the same as your current residential address, then you can separately mention your permanent address. Otherwise, you can just knock it off. Okay, so this is just a format. You can create your own format also. If Megha ma'am wants, I can forward this format to her and she can then circulate it to all these students also. Okay, okay, so let's move ahead quickly. Now, one thing, guys, please ensure that you do not mention any false information in your resume. Each and every organization has various sources to get information about you. Most of the organizations today do a background verification check. Believe me, guys, even after you're joining, 3 months, 6 months after you're joining, if your employer comes to know कि आपने आपके resume में कुछ झूठ लिखा था, you had given some false information, you would immediately be sacked. They would not give you an opportunity to explain yourself or apologize for the mistake. They would immediately sack you. Most of the reputed organizations, as per their HR policy, as per their hiring policy, they are very, very clear. If any candidate, any employee has given any false information before joining or at the time of joining, then they would be sacked if that information is found to be false any time of their employment. I have seen a couple of my colleagues getting sacked at very senior level also because of some information which was not shared. फॉल्स इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं, कुछ इंफॉर्मेशन शेयर नहीं किया अबाउट एम्प्लॉयमेंट, उसकी वजह से सैक किया गया. So I don't want to get into that painful experience wherein a very close colleague of mine was sacked 4 months after his joining. 4 months after his joining, he was sacked because he had hidden one work experience. Okay. So I'm sure none of you guys want that to happen in your career. So honesty is the best policy. Please be true to yourself. Once you have prepared your resume, please review your resume. Ask for a feedback, not from your friends, preferably from seniors. Maybe your relatives, maybe your elder siblings, maybe your professor, maybe somebody whom you know, or your seniors. Ask for their feedback. Ensure that in your resume you do not have any spelling errors or any grammatical errors. Ensure that no relevant or important information is missed in your resume. Because ऐसा नहीं होएगा कि आपका resume चला गया फिर आपको याद आ रहा है अरे बाप रे मैंने ये information तो भेजा ही नहीं, तो आप अलग से SMS कर रहे हो या WhatsApp कर रहे हो या आप अलग से email भेज रहे हो कि मैंने ये information resume में नहीं डाला था, please consider this also as a part of my resume. That's not gonna happen. Okay. Okay. Now questions. So one of the students has asked a question, sir, can we incorporate certificate courses in additional qualification? Absolutely. All the certificate courses that you have done, please mention them in your additional qualification. So let me just go back to that format here when we were talking about certification. So you can either write certification or you can write mention it as additional qualification. You can put either of the headings. Okay, let's discuss questions now. Any questions you guys may have, please feel free to ask.
Sir, if someone has done the research in any field or presented any research paper, then they can include in it. Yeah.
Yes, so let me go back to the same resume format. So instead of project, I can mention it under the project. Here I can mention my research paper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, can you please send a model of a resume?
Sorry.
Hello. Some model of a resume.
Model as in the format?
Yes, a format.
Okay, I'll forward it to Megha ma'am, and Megha ma'am,
Yes, sir.
you would be
Yes,
able
sir.
to circulate? Okay.
Yes,
Great.
yes, I will share with students.
I'll
Okay,
send
sir,
it to
thank
you
you.
today. Hanji, hanji.
Yeah.
Okay. See guys, this is just a sample. You can add a lot of sections. The way I have added project internship, you can add sections. I have not mentioned any hobbies or interests. Let's assume somebody has a good hobby or a good interest. You can add that hobby or interest just before your personal details also. Health issues. No, you are not supposed to write about any health issues in your resume. Okay, for internship, yani experience wala, I'll share two different formats. One format will be for freshers. The second format will be for experienced people. Okay, any other questions, guys? Any other questions, guys?
I would like to request all the participants, if you all have any questions and query, you may unmute yourself and ask it, and then we'll wind it off with the workshop.
Okay, one of the students has asked this question, Dhwani. The three documents, documentary evidence is your offer letter or appointment letter. Second is your work experience letter or your relieving letter or the acceptance of your resignation letter. And the third is the salary proof. So either salary slip or the annual salary statement or form 16, which is issued by the company, either of the three. Okay, Dhwani, I hope you got the answer to your query. The next question has come from Janvi. We can mention about all certifications which we've received or only particular. Well, Janvi, it entirely depends upon how many certifications if you have. If you've done certification programs of say 1 week also or a fortnight also or 1 month, 6 months, etc., mention all the certification programs. If you've attended, these 1 day, half day, couple of hours of workshops, then avoid mentioning those workshops as certificates. वो certification में नहीं आता है उतना ज़्यादा, वो आप verbalize कीजिए. So tomorrow when we discuss about interview preparation, we will discuss कि interview के time पे हमको क्या-क्या बोलना है. So आप उस समय आप वो verbalize कीजिए. Don't mention it in your resume, because I'm sure during the initial days of the lockdown, a lot of these online workshops were conducted, and many of you guys would have attended multiple workshops, and most of the workshops में आपको certificate मिलेगा. अभी वो सारा का सारा लिस्ट करने जाएंगे तो 2-3 पेजेस भी भर सकते हैं. So please guys, don't do that. Okay, Janvi, don't take me in the wrong sense. My intention was not to mock at anybody, but that's a reality. Courses के बारे में mention कीजिए, सिर्फ वो workshop attend किया है, वो मत mention कीजिएगा. Next question has come in from Surbhi. In case we have to share resume to apply for internships. Surbhi, could you please unmute yourself? Sir, in case we have to share resume to apply for internship. Yes, Surbhi, most of the companies do ask for resumes for internships as well. Whether it is an internship or it's a permanent job or a full-time job, they would ask for resume. Na? Okay, next question has come from Resha. Sir, should we have to carry any original document of HSC, SSC, etc. in interview? So, Resha, would it be okay if I answer this question tomorrow during the interview preparation session?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. One of the students has asked for my number, so I don't mind sharing my number. It is there on the screen. But guys, let me be very honest with you. 99% of the times the number will go unanswered. Okay, so this number is especially for students. You can jot down this number, you can pen down this number, you can store this number, you can drop a message to me, especially on WhatsApp. I would try my level best to respond to you at the earliest. Okay. Okay, so the next question has come in from Surbhi. Do we have the same format for those internship resume also? Yes, the format for freshers and experienced people can be different. Okay, format of resume for experience and freshers could be different, but whether that resume is being prepared for internship purpose or for job purpose, it doesn't matter. Resume is a resume. Okay. Letter of recommendation is different from resume. Yes, letter of recommendation is something that you get from somebody. So if somebody is recommending you for a particular internship or a job, then that's a letter of recommendation. Letter of recommendation is different from resume. This question was asked by who asked this question? Viraj. Okay, Viraj, letter of recommendation is different from resume. Okay, the next question has come in from Resha. What is included in reference? So, for example, if you're giving reference of Tanuj, okay, Tanuj is a professor in your college, then you would need Tanuj's full name, his mobile number, email ID, where is Tanuj working as an employee, since how long Tanuj knows you. And if at all, if you're giving any person's details as reference, please ensure that you speak to that person and tell that person, hey, boss, I'm giving your reference. I'm applying for a job in a particular company and I'm giving your reference because that person is going to get a call from that organization, most likely. And that person is going to be asked questions. How does that person know you? Since how long does he know you? So he or she should be aware ना कि आपने उनका reference दिया है. So generally, a name, contact number, email ID, the name of the organization where that person is working, and since how long you know that person. These 4 or 5 details are required for references. No, in resume, you are not supposed to write references. Guys, please note, in your resume, you are not supposed to write references. Once you go for a job, once you are getting selected or you are being hired, many organizations will ask you to provide references. So separately, they will ask you to give the name, contact number, email ID, etc. of a reference. आपको resume में mention नहीं करना है. Resha, I hope that is clear. Okay.
Sir, I had one question.
Yeah, just 1 second. So
Yeah.
Ruchita madam has asked one question. If we have been a part of NSS or NCCs, can we mention that in the resume? Yes, you can mention that in your resume. Absolutely, you can mention that. You can mention that. Create a separate column as interests and mention that you were a part of NSS or NCC team. Yes, somebody else was asking a question. You could unmute yourself, please.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
I was asking that if someone has left the job earlier and is applying for a new job, do we need to mention the reason for leaving the job?
In the resume?
Yeah.
No, reason for leaving is not to be mentioned in the resume. You, when you are being interviewed, you will be asked this question: why did you quit the job? So at that time, you need to verbalize it.
Okay.
Resume में लिखने का जरूरत नहीं है.
ठीक है.
Yeah.
I believe all the students are very much clear with all the doubts and the things, and we will be carrying forward our session tomorrow. So I really appreciate all the participants for being active here, and I would really thank our speaker today. So it was really amazing hearing you. It was very helpful for all of us. Thank you so much for all your guidelines and learnings. I thank each and everyone for joining, and it was really a great session, and I believe you all will join in tomorrow with us. We'll be having a great session ahead tomorrow as well. I thank all of you. Thank you so much, sir, Tanut sir, and I thank all our teachers, Jatin sir, Urmila ma'am, and Megha ma'am for being a great support to all the students. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Tanut sir, and
Thank you, sir.
CGC team. So I